I'm not flipping the camera off.
Whoa!
I had a callus on my finger. Sorry about that, people.
Yeah, that's what we'll go with.
Bloopers on Heroes for Kids Live.
Alright, got started going good.
Yeah. How's everybody doing on this third week? What is this? Third week of July. July. Holy crap. Can't you tell how far
Have you been driving the DeLorean again?
Yes, I have. January. There we go. Hope everybody's weekend was good. And I hope, everybody's Monday, the holiday, Martin Luther King Day. Hope everybody had a good Martin Luther King Day. That's, I had today off. I know Jess and Dennis had the day off.
Mm-hmm.
So, went and got my coffee this morning. Sorry, I had to wear a hat today. My hair's a little messy. So, but it's our superhuman Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, we didn't really have anything going on this last week. So, we'll get into our upcoming events that we've got coming up, which is, well, we had Toyman. Did we talk? Toyman was awesome. That was on the 11th. So, not this past weekend, the weekend before. I saw Road. What the hell was that?
That's on one of our chats there.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to check it out later.
So will I. But,
for obvious reasons.
But we had Toyman, got to meet, Charles
Manson?
Died.
Okay.
No. Voice actor for the Batman Lego Robin. He was the voice of Robin in Batman Lego. And he also
Johnny Slater.
Yes. And he is also the new voice for E.T.
Okay.
So getting to meet him. Got to meet him on the 11th. Got to raise some money for Heroes for Kids on the 11th, so that was pretty cool. I did not dress up, so sorry for anybody that was expecting Superman or Gambit or one of my characters for Toyman. It was just one of them things, just wasn't feeling it. And anybody that knows cosplay, when you go out and do cosplay,
you gotta sell it.
You gotta sell it. And yeah, we were speaking of that video that you guys posted on our group chat of the knucklehead talking about how he doesn't like certain cosplayers and stuff like that. I'm sorry. If he doesn't like it, don't go.
Right.
Don't participate. I mean, and what a lot of people that guy doesn't understand is, for the most part, I will say this, for the most part, Daredevil, the Beetlejuice, or who did I say? Okay, Daredevil, son of a Deadpool, Beetlejuice, almost said Daredevil again.
Yeah.
The times that you see Beetlejuice and Deadpool acting more in character at a convention, it's, again, cosplay is not consent. So a lot of times when you see them playing more into the character, especially when it comes to the opposite sex or even anybody in there,
right?
A lot of times there's always consent on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I need you to clarify a little bit here.
If Deadpool's walking up and being his normal Deadpoolish self,
right?
Okay.
Smart with the mouth.
Yeah. 9 out of 10 times, it's not just some random dude that's dressed in a Deadpool costume walking up to somebody that Deadpool doesn't know
Okay.
and just go off.
Right.
Okay, 9 out of 10 times, it's somebody that is more than likely dressed up in a character that he knows, or that person he knows personally, and that interaction is more than likely because they know each other, not because they don't. Because usually, if it is somebody that they don't know, you're not usually going to see that type of reaction. Or that Deadpool
Right.
doing that, or even the Beetlejuice.
Right.
Harley Quinn, him talking about Harley Quinn and on how Harley Quinn dresses, that's Harley Quinn.
Right.
Harley Quinn is always dressed that way in and out in
Right.
the comic book. So it's, he was talking about Spider-Man, without dancer's belt. And then he started talking about, I at least throw 2 pairs of boxers on. I'm sorry, 2 pairs of boxers still does not hide it.
No.
The smaller size underclothes still does not buy it. Wear the proper flipping underclothes.
Right.
I've said that to many people. You wear, even if it is a Ken doll with me, even though it does make you look like a Ken doll.
Ken doll, yeah.
You wear the proper clothes. And yes, I know Jess is in there laughing her butt off right now. Only if Jody was on here and heard me.
Yeah.
But again.
And yeah, I've seen a lot of folks at Metropolis who, God love them, they have creative skills when it comes to costumes, but they don't wear the dance belt. And
Just anybody, any con, whether, please, there's you can definitely tell the more professional people that do it,
right,
and the amateurs that are just going to Party City just to throw on a costume, just to run around. So again, proper etiquette when you do any cosplay.
right,
And also, depending on the cosplay, and not necessarily the cosplay, but the event, proper etiquette at the event that you're at as well. Enough on that. Speaking of, son of a gun, we have an event coming up here in Perryville, Missouri, which is the Health and Wellness Expo, and everybody is allowed to attend. Come on out. There's going to be all types of health and wellness type vendors there. Heroes for Kids will be there as well. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to be hanging out. They're going to have activities for kids, and photos and autographs from Heroes for Kids.
Hey
son, how's it going? Again, that is on February 7th.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of fun on that one. I think we've got about 10 different characters that are showing up on that one. So yeah, that's going to be fun. That is open to the public. I don't remember. Huh? Jess, you say something? No, it's open to the public. I think isn't there a little bit of a cover charge? I don't remember to get on the. I couldn't tell you, but get on the Perryville. I think it's the Perry Park Center website. I think has something on it. Should tell you whether or not there's a cover charge. If there is, I don't think it's much. But come in, let's have some fun. Again, this is February 7th here at Perryville. I think it's like from 9 to 2. So it's a Saturday morning, early afternoon. Then Heroes for Kids rolls right into A Night to Shine. That is an awesome event. We get to go out and, watch a lot of awesome individuals strut their stuff, get out on the dance floor, and show us how to bust a move.
That's right.
Your daughter got proposed to a couple
Yes.
years ago.
Yes.
Until they found out that Batman was the father.
Yeah. Yeah, he was roasting me hard. And I'm like, you do realize I'm her dad, right? And I'm talking in real life, and he's like, oh. And then all of a sudden he's nice to me. I had to laugh.
So yeah, that
was all
is.
good fun.
So yeah, a night to shine is fun. We get to go out and again, again, it's one of the things we get to go out and have fun. We take photos and just dance the night away with our special individuals. So then on that is pretty much February.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 big meet and greets that we're doing in February. Jess and I are looking at for Valentine. I already got Jess's birthday, Valentine's Day present already. We've already got it paid for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just getting to the event.
Right.
So yeah. Jess's birthday, speaking, is February 9th. So everybody wish her a happy birthday on that day. But also, Facebook does that charity type birthday gift thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jess has got Heroes for Kids on that, so please donate to that. The band Nelson,
Mm-hmm.
Love and Affection, and
Right.
Time Will Tell, they are actually playing here in the state of Missouri, and bought tickets. Well, she already knows. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
bought tickets to go see Nelson. Never seen Nelson before.
Mm-hmm.
Love their music. And not only do they sing their greatest hits, they sing their dad's greatest hits. So if anybody remembers Ricky Nelson,
yeah.
yes. Also movie star, done a lot of movies with John Wayne. So we'll get to so not only do we get to listen to some good classic music, we also get to listen to some good
It's
rock
kind of a
music.
talented family, man.
Yeah.
I mean, between Ricky's acting and singing career, then the Nelsons, their
The
singing
Nelson
career,
twins,
and then
yeah.
their sister Tracy is an actress,
Yeah.
and so she was, so they
Yeah.
know their way around the Hollywood scene.
So yeah, we're going to go see them on February on the 14th. So that's Valentine's Day. So not only birthday but Valentine's Day too.
So on the 20th is my daughter's 20th birthday. So she's that's on my daring weekend. So that works out really good. So I'm trying to figure out how we're going to celebrate her birthday.
Take her down to Dogwood
Okay.
and see if she can outthrow you in axes.
Darren could probably have thrown me in.
Jessica's probably.
Yeah, probably. She'd probably go down there and go.
You've seen those videos of people throwing the axes at the target, and the axe comes back at them.
Yeah.
This is him.
It's not a batarang. So
No, it's not a battery.
So
It's more of a boomerang axe, is what it is.
It's more of a boomerang axe. I'm taking out everybody's ankles, but me. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. That was.
It's sort of like when like when Clark stumbles or knocks something over.
Yeah.
It's to hide the fact that he's actually Superman.
Oh, okay,
it's sort of
yeah.
like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll go with that
So-
story. Can't have that.
Here it was.
You
It
don't
was,
speak more.
it was
Sticks in
funny
there and
because
go.
here I am. All right, Dennis, your turn. Oh crap! Everybody's ducking. I mean, even the guy that was running the ride, and he was 10 foot away from us, was ducking.
He goes, "You've never done this before?"
No. He looked.
Can't you tell?
He was like, both of them were like, "You've done this before." No, I haven't. This is my first axe throwing.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Bull crap." And I was like,
Yeah.
"No, this is my first axe throwing."
Yeah.
But so yeah, February we have the Health and Wellness Expo here in Perryville on the 7th, and then we have on the 13th a Night to Shine. So it's going to be an awesome weekend. or awesome February. So that's going to be cool. So yeah, what
That pretty much covers.
yeah, it pretty much covers what we've got coming up, other than checking on getting on the Heroes for Kids webpage, Heroes for Kids, comiccon.org. Vendors and sponsorships are on there. Karen Whitfield right now is our first guest we've got listed on there. Still waiting on bios for the other two. That way we can get them posted, and we will announce them as soon as we get their bios.
Right.
We've got several vendors that are already getting ready to be posted on there as well. So again, any vendors, get those forms in. Jess is, I believe, getting ready to send out emails and that to people. I just folded and enveloped 100 sponsorship letters to be mailed out, hopefully within the next week. So, I mean, we are definitely looking, everything's starting to ramp up. We're getting ready to have our Heroes for Kids meetings with Mary Jo and David of Villainous Grounds, who are our partners in crime. Awesome coffee shop and awesome book and consignment shop, comic book shop and consignment shop. Here in Perryville, they are awesome people. So come and check out Villainous Grounds as well. Everything is rolling right along with Heroes for Kids Comic-Con, which is July 18th, July 18th and 19th this year. It's right there, 17th. No, 17th and 18th. Why did no?
18th and 19th.
Yeah.
What she says.
17th is load in, 18th and 19th is the show. There we go. All right. Heroes for Kids, comiccon.org for all your updates and everything on Heroes for Kids Comic-Con. When it comes to the auction, to guests, to vendors, it's going to be a blast. So,
yeah.
So looking forward to it. Our beneficiaries this year is the Missouri National Veterans Wall. Veterans Vault.
Easy for you to say.
Yep.
Did you try and get time both?
Yes.
Okay.
The Missouri National Veterans Wall and Camp Hope.
Yes.
We're doing those two because it's the birthday of America this year.
Yep.
So 250 years.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to be awesome. So let's see. We've got, I don't know how many people. We got 4 people. Hey, anybody that's on here, please say hi. Jody, if you're on here, I've already talked about you a little bit. Which Jody does. I've been watching Jody's stuff on his Facebook page. It's been, some of his stuff has been awesome on him fabricating, so it's pretty cool. Let's get into a little bit of the stuff I have here on the table I picked up last week. I picked up my comics from last week. Well, well, first off, this past weekend, I was up in Jeff City.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was in Jeff City, I don't know, I ended up running into a couple comic book shops. And one of the comic book shops, while I was in there, I found the first reveal. Now, again, this is the first Superman reveal in the comic books.
So this is comic book history.
This is comic book history. Now, to throw a little bit in there is the first actual reveal for Superman to Lois wasn't actually in the comic books. It was actually Superman 2. When Superman, Superman 2. Okay, then they did it in 91 in the comic books.
Okay, a little backstory.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back when Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman came out, they started having, a relationship develop between Lois and Clark.
Right.
Okay. So by the end of the second season, that's when he reveals himself, and she tells him she already kind of knew.
Right.
Okay. So what they did was that's when they, in the comic books, decided that wasn't
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, it was Superman 2, the movie.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about.
This actually came out before the Superman Lois and Clark. Yes.
I'd have to check on that.
I checked it. That was the reason why. Yes.
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
Give me your phone.
Okay.
Or here, I got my computer right
you
here.
got your computer.
Okay.
And it happened around the same time. They decided to make the comics match the TV show.
First.
Now he did reveal in Superman 2, but that they decided to do it in the comic books around the time that Lois and Clark: New Adventures of Superman came around. This is what we're here for, folks.
Yes.
Settle these inconsistencies.
Yes.
We'll find out if it's true or not.
Oh, come on. It didn't. No, I know it did. No, I'll just do it this way.
Let's try it.
Close. So I just looked the damn thing up. There we go. Fair.
What does it say?
Okay, it says Clark first revealed he's Superman to Lois in the 1978 Superman film,
Right.
where he takes her flying. Okay, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Let's see, hold on. Okay, there we go.
Right.
Okay. Clark also tells Lois his secret identity.
Right.
Okay, the moment emphasizes his vulnerability, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's When did Clark tell? Okay. We're getting down.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look here.
TV, movie, and let's see. First, see in the 1980s, Superman 2. See here. The first major reveal of Clark Kent's Superman identity to Lois Lane in film in Superman 2, 1980.
Right.
While in comics, it happened much earlier in Action Comics 655. I have it right here. In 1990, although earlier hints of the TV show although earlier hints existed with a significant TV reveal of the modern Lois and Clark.
So basically the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what I said. So
And it says 91. It says 91 on the comic book, but this says 90. So
okay.
So you got here's the reveal. This is the first reveal in the comic book.
So in other words, possibly they did the comics, so now they made the TV show
Yeah.
reflect the comics.
Yeah.
Okay, that settles that. That makes it historically accurate. The secret.
That was super. Yeah, see, it says in movie and TV, it's got, doesn't give me a date. It says season 4 is when he finally reveals.
Season 4 of
It's
Lois and
season
Clark.
4 of Lois and Clark. And the significant
Are you
shift.
sure it's season 4? Because it's only got 4 seasons.
In the significant shift, Clark chooses to reveal his identity to the people of Smallville, including Lois in season 4.
You're talking about the Superman and Lois TV show, the one with Tyler Eklund.
Yeah, Lois already knew he was Superman.
Yeah, but he revealed the Smallville.
Emotional Planet. So where is that one from? Action Comics.
Right, something's not right.
All right, hold on.
Because in the first season of Lois and Clark, he almost reveals, but then he changes his mind at last. At the end of the second one, in the second season, they start dating. By the season finale of season 2,
Hold
he
on.
reveals.
We're going to Google that. I will Google that.
On the third season, they're trying to get to the marriage and finally get married. And then in the fourth season is their first year of married life. And then the series finale ends with the two of them finding a baby on their doorstep. And then that's where the story ends. They didn't have a fifth season, partly because Terry Hatcher was pregnant and she didn't want to continue with the show while pregnant. So they just the show just sort of went out with an unresolved plot line. Yes, he's digging up a tree. What do we got?
Let's see. In Lois and Clark Adventures, Lois figures it out in season 2 where
Right.
Clark uses his freeze breath on her. She confronts him. They work together, and she accepts his proposal in season 3 after the secret's out.
Right,
So it's end of season 2, beginning of season 3.
right.
So
She initially she starts out she's angry because he's been keeping the secret from her, but eventually she comes around. That happens in season 3, and then they start working toward getting married.
get my little point.
In fact, they had some kind of a weird plot line where she's switched out with a clone who eats frogs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that? That was kind of unusual.
Season 3 premiere.
Right? Yeah, because at the end of season 2, he asks, and then she's asked, who's asking? Is it Clark or is it Superman?
Right.
Okay. Beginning of the season, we mentioned
Yep.
she doesn't give him a yes. She does not. She says she's a little bit ticked off that he didn't confide in her.
But comic book wise, that
Right.
I got my I picked that up, which was a pretty cool find.
Right. So, yeah, and yes, it's considered comic book history. So,
Finding that one that was actually pretty cool on looking at that.
Yep.
So, and I've got the reveal issue, and then in Superman, Superman 53, called Truth, Justice, and the American Way. It gives the aftermath of the almost basically a breakup,
right.
because they're engaged at this point, or they're getting ready to be. They're engaged at this point. He's like, well, I need to. He goes, if we're going to spend the rest of our life together, he goes, because Banshee comes in and she's like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill Superman. Blah blah blah. And then Superman basically fakes like he's hurt and then takes off and goes fights Banshee, and then comes back and it's like, okay, this is me. Reveals himself. And then, but again, all this time they're engaged. And then in Superman 53 is where she's like, I have to think about this.
Right.
You've been lying to me all this time, blah, blah, blah. And,
Hey from Super Ken.
hey, how's it going, Super Ken?
Scott Wendell. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, then they almost break up in the next,
Right.
Superman 53. But yeah, so that was a pretty cool find I found over the weekend. Comic book shop up in.
You would think she would be thrilled to find out that the guy she'd been pining for.
It's actually all the same people. The guy that she loves and the guy she's pining for are the same person.
Right. But instead she's like, now I got to show you with the world, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can do that. Which is being intellectually honest, I guess,
Yeah.
but still, I can kind of see where she's coming from. But then again, we're talking about to find out her bud and her love is the same guy. You'd think she'd be able to manipulate.
Yeah. Okay, so some of the other my pull list per se, my pull list from Villainous Grounds again. Finally came out. The next issue of the Batman Hush 2 series, Batman 162, awesome cover there. Multiple covers. This was the cool. She picks out the cool covers, and a lot of times the covers look pretty. Are some of my favorites too. So it's got Batman fighting Hush, which it's got Jason Todd in it, so it's a pretty cool issue
Right.
there. Then the KO'd series, you've got basically tag team battle here throughout this one. KO number 3 and Shazam and Superman team up to take on Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan.
Right.
And basically it's a best out of 3. And at the very end of the round, Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan think that they've got Superman, and then what they don't, that they didn't expect the unexpected. And they have Superman, they have the Guy Gardner and Green Lantern have Superman and Shazam beat until Shazam grants Superman his powers. So now you have a literally God-tiered Superman,
Right.
and pretty much wipes the floor.
Right.
And awesome. The costume that they draw for Superman, Super Shazam per se,
Right.
it looks awesome. And then now the second cover that I got is by far awesome. Yeah, it is Zatanna, the flaming cards. It just, that's just peak artwork.
Yeah.
But this is the, but yeah, let me see if I can open this one. Again, you've got, let's see, the teams. So again, the KO series is awesome. You've got all of them, or the last 8, I believe, are in here, and they end up breaking it into teams. You got the team 1 is Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan versus Shazam and Superman. Team 2 is Luther versus Luther and Supergirl
Right.
versus Aquaman and Hawkman.
Okay.
Uh,
Interesting.
Team 3 is, or Fight 3 is Wonder Woman and Big Barda versus Cyborg and Connor Hawk,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the. Then you have Team 4 is Zatanna and Constantine versus Joker and.
The Spectre?
Huh?
Hold on. Versus the Joker and
No, it's nobody. It's his choosing. He hasn't picked. So
that wasn't the Joker. That was a Spectre. Pretty sure that was a Spectre.
that's the Joker. That guy right there, that's the Joker.
Is it?
Yes, that's the Joker.
Okay.
And then it's a question mark on the
I
hood.
mean, from here, the way it's
there we
laying
go.
over, it looks almost like
Yeah. So,
okay, so anyway, yeah.
so the battle starts. They're all like, ha ha ha, we've got everybody beat. You know, battle's going on. Joker comes in. He's like, who you going to pick? And he picks. He gets a mystery opponent, and he picks the Batman Who Laughs.
Oh my god.
So you've got Joker versus Joker Batman,
Oh my gosh.
or teaming with him.
Oh Lord.
So, and then they merge and end up becoming
the Emperor.
the Emperor. So you've got, huge battles going all over. You got and then here you've got meanwhile back at this battle where they're beating everybody up. So then you get to again, everybody just waylaying on everybody, and then you get to where they think Hal Jordan and all them are, they do the synthetic kryptonite, and they're like, Superman slips into his memory,
Mhm.
and then basically busts out of everything. Supergirl goes pretty much ape. Shazam and Superman they beat, and then you have Shazam and Superman, they're talking. Billy, who is hurt, and then as you see here, you see Billy disintegrating, and there's Super Shazam.
Oh wow. That's way cool.
So let me see if I can pull this around.
That's your next costume.
You got Super Shazam, which is awesome. And then basically, if you can see the look on Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner's face,
It's like a crab.
they are literally.
You're like, wow, great. We just lost.
And then he literally wipes the floor with them in a matter of seconds. And then at the very end, you have Wonder Woman, Superman, Joker, and Lex are the victors of that round. And when you flip to the back page for the final battle or for the next battle, they get time warped to Earth, and they end up now the next fight they get to fight is against the Absolute Universe. So Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, Absolute
Right.
Wonder Woman, and Booster Gold
Oh,
is their challenge for the next issue.
oh, man.
So that's going to be awesome. I read that one, so that was pretty cool. I skimmed through Supergirl, Action Comic, Superboy. Now again, in Action Comic, Superboy, basically they started over. He is considered Superboy. The military found out about him. They're using him as a pawn in the military.
Right.
So now he is in military fatigues, a flak jacket. He's not in the Superman suit.
Right.
Let me see if I can. Oh, he's not in the Superman suit, but that's what he looks like.
Just a kid.
Yeah, he's a kid in the new Superman. So that's what
18 or
Superman.
19 or
So
something.
that's what Superman looks like. So yeah, I mean they're still considering him Superboy, and that's pretty much what he looks like throughout almost the whole comic. So another cosplay idea for those that want to do Superman. Then we get into some good nitty gritty stuff. You've got X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, which is awesome. I've got several covers for that one. This is the actual cover. Nightcrawler's birthday, and Nightcrawler ends up fighting the chick in the middle. So it's more of a Nightcrawler story in this one.
Right.
Real good story. Here's some of the covers. I don't know if you can see that one, but with the metallic look on it. One of my favorite covers. I don't know why. But it's got that Gambit on it. And then this one here is another one. Love the way that one looks too. That one is Gambit and Rogue. This is Uncanny X-Men 22. So awesome. Also another real good read. And then for those that love the 80s nostalgia, awesome artist Freddie Williams II does some awesome artwork. He-Man, Masters of the Universe, The Flawed Sword. That is also a awesome book as well. I've been following his work as well. He's out of the state of Missouri. He actually lives up near Kansas City, so that's pretty cool. So those are my picks for this week or this past week. Then the big one I got, I haven't fully opened it. I have opened it yet. A lot of people know, being on here watching, I am a huge fan of the Death of Superman. Or that got me back into comic books.
Right.
Also big, big with my dad and I. So I ended up ordering the commemorative. Give me a second. Let me see how it's named. It is the Death of Superman Absolute Edition. So the little card that's in it. Well, they came out with two different versions. They came out with just the book, and then they came out with the Tombstone, the major collector's edition.
Right.
There's about $25 difference in it, and the $25 difference is awesome. So what I got, and this sucker is almost as heavy as an actual Tombstone.
Yeah.
So that is actually what it's got, a felt top and bottom. But it is it's the Superman. The front of it is embossed. So it is the Tombstone for the Death of Superman. It's magnet on the side. It's got a felt on the bottom and the top. Then when you open it up, I have not opened the book. So so when I open it up, if you get the book, you just get the book. The Tombstone, you get this beautiful collector's case, felted collector's case, hard. But then as I was going through, when you open it up, here, I'll show the book first. Again, you can pull the book out. I have not opened the book. As you see, it is still 100% sealed. But there is the book. I'm afraid that it's in a sleeve. So actually, I have no idea what is in it. So I have not opened it. But that is the book itself. So I'm afraid to open it because I don't want to break the value of it.
Right.
But opening this up, you get a signed. And it's numbered. So that looks like he did 993, which is the year this came out, which is pretty cool. I've got 1096. and basically it is a sketch of what, and basically it's the artist rendering of Doomsday. So I got that in my collection. So that is, yeah, that well worth it. See,
What do you use for your postcards?
my work one. Ella Johnson.
Okay.
Why?
I typically print out your post hours every year, and I haven't done that for 25.
Okay. No, yeah, it's
Okay.
all right. Yeah, that's what it was changed to.
Okay.
But no, but yeah, the little card here. Once you read over that a little bit.
Okay.
What does this thing have in it? I don't know, other than the book and the.
Okay. On this, it basically tells the backstory about Doomsday. He destroys everything and anyone that dares to stand in his way. There seems to be no hope of stopping him. The Justice League is easily laid to waste by the monster. All that stands between the Beast and Metropolis is Superman. The fate of the world now lies in his hands. Then it talks about experience a story that shocked the nation like never before. You know, and then it lists all the
All the contents.
all the contents.
So what are the contents in this?
Okay, Superman, Man of Steel, number 18 and 19. Justice League America, number 69. Superman, number 74 and 75. Adventures of Superman, number 497. Action Comics, number 684. News Time, The Life and Death of Superman. And pages from Superman, Man of Steel, 17. Superman, 73. Adventures of Superman 496 and Action Comics 683.
So yeah, awesome collection. Just if you get a chance, pick this up. It is again heavy. Number one, the book would be an awesome read. Number two, that is one hell of a centerpiece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is. I want to thank my wife for letting me get that. So that was it. And for a lot of people, that it wasn't that expensive. It was over the $100 range. So that was a.
Yeah.
I could order it, but I couldn't pick it up, so we had the money put back.
That's your Christmas present.
Yeah, my Christmas present. So I ordered it back in October. When we put the money back, and it came in this past week. So I was able to get it, and yeah, it was about $150. I think is what it boiled down to. So that was pretty cool. Again, Death of Superman. I hold that one near and dear to my heart. I mean, that was the first comic my dad ever bought. So
Right.
it was actually the graphic novel of the Death of Superman. So
Right.
yeah. So anything you want to talk about when it comes to some of the stuff you've read or saw, or Lanterns looks to be
Paramount Plus has been advertising them, which is kind of weird because I thought they were going to be going to Netflix because of reasons, because Warner Brothers.
Paramount Plus is not getting, but Paramount Plus isn't getting Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Something weird's gonna. That's probably gonna change, but yeah,
Probably.
it's still right now being advertised as it's coming out this summer.
Right.
So and it's from what I can see in it, supposedly it's set in either Nevada or Utah. It's like a buddy cop kind of thing. I'm not exactly sure what the storyline's going to be, but I think right now if they're going to see how the first season goes. If it works, then they'll expand it to go into outer space and whatnot. But for right now, it's Earthbound, and it's more of a Hal Jordan is training John Stewart to become a mentor.
With Guy Gardner mixed in the middle of it.
Yeah. Guy Gardner makes an appearance. I don't know what they're doing with, like, say, Kyle Rayner or just Rick Ridge or any of those. I think they're starting at sort of a midpoint. You know, they're not gonna. They may have an Alan Scott in there or something, but right now they're starting with Hal Jordan being the old guy, John Stewart being the new kid on the block,
Right.
and he's learned how to be a lantern. So
And it almost sounds like, you know, you've got, again, Hal Jordan's pretty much given it up, pretty much. He's trying to teach the new recruit, basically, but then while this is
Right.
going on over here, you've got Guy Gardner actually being the Green Lantern
Right.
in the universe,
Right
in the
now-
main universe.
right now, I think they're debating about making it to where this is a post parallax thing. That's why Hal's kind of washed up, because he's been parallax and
Right.
he's a grizzled old veteran who's not sure he's got the stuff anymore. So he's kind of handing over the reins.
They do have some clips and stuff that are already out there. So
That
Keep
looks
an eye
like
on
that's where Gunn's going with it. That he's going to keep the old guard, but he's also going to mix it up a little bit. You know, so.
speaking of, you know, we see this. We see all the stuff going on with Warner Brothers and DC and Netflix and Paramount. You know, everybody's talking about the big thing right now is everybody's talking about the, you know, if Netflix gets it, Snyderverse is going to be reemerged and all this. You know what? And, you know, I almost got in trouble on a chat because I started talking about it a little bit. Regardless of who you like, whether it's the James Gunn version, whether you know, James Gunn said it the best when he first started this. You know, because we've got Robert Pattinson's Batman, which is not going to be in the main DCU. So we're going to have multiple Batmans. You know, here it is. Everybody's all like, "Oh my God, we can't have you can't do the one." Yeah, James Gunn said it himself. It's multiverse.
Right.
We can have multiverse. If Netflix, if everything goes through, because again, everything's still going back and forth.
Right.
Everything is not 100% signed, sealed, and delivered with a nice big a big kiss. But you know, if Netflix 100%, because now I think we're on 4th or 5th rejection from Warner Brothers to Paramount.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now it looks like the Netflix Warner Brothers partnership is going to happen.
Right.
So, you know, if it does happen, okay, so we get.
Well, actually, Netflix has bought Warner Discovery, so
Right.
it's all over. But the shouting, it's just a matter of transferring those properties over there, and some of the stuff from Paramount, they're going to have to hammer out their deals with,
Right.
sort of like what Sony did with
Marvel.
Studios and all that stuff.
But again, it's you can have the Gunverse and the Snyderverse. It's called the multiverse.
Well-
you can have it all.
And another thing I'd like to point out is with James Gunn, he's kind of doing this in a different way than what Snyder would have done.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, because Snyder was, okay, let's get Superman, then we'll introduce Batman and Wonder Woman, and then we start adding on characters. Gunn is kind of backdoing it with Batman by doing more of he's going to have a Clayface movie.
Yeah.
You know, he'll start introducing some of the outline characters, and then sort of not give the backstory, sort of like what he did with Superman. We already know Superman's
Right.
backstory. We've seen Superman the movie. So he's not.
We're not
going
doing
into
origin
those.
stories.
We're not doing origin stories of the main characters. We've already got that. So what he's doing,
And he's already introduced Batman already
Right.
in the universe.
right? Yeah,
Twice, matter of fact.
right. Through
Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos and to some degree, yeah.
Creature Commandos is the only thing so far.
Right.
Because everything else-
up in the
Yeah, because everything else is Pattinson with the Penguin
Right.
and the Penguin with the Penguin TV series. That's all in
Right.
Batman and the Batman's universe,
Right.
not
right.
so. And
So then what they're going to do is they're going to use the main characters as vehicles to introduce new characters and expand the universe. So you're going to see Clayface. You're you're more likely to see a Vibe movie or a Gypsy or a Blue Devil or
Yeah.
one of those guys and have them sort of. I mean, that's how they brought in Metamorpho, and that's how they brought in, Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl and all that stuff. That's how they're going to do it. They're going to
let's
start
hope.
introducing the other ones, sort of riding in a vehicle on characters that are already established.
Yeah.
So you're going to see more. You're going to see more world building on Batman without Batman actually.
Batman's
Being
going to
the
be
main
more.
focus.
Batman's going to be more of an undertone.
Right, he's going to be more of an undertone. That's exactly to put it. For instance, the Brave and Bold movie that's coming out, it's going to focus more on the dynamic of Dean and Bruce, doing the bat.
Or at least that's what we're hearing.
That's what we're hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not going to focus so much on Batman's how he becomes Batman. They're going to focus on his life
Right.
and the people that are in his life at that point.
We got.
So,
Hey Chelsea, how's it going?
hi, Chelsea.
So yeah, we're not getting a lot of backstory. We're not getting
We're not getting origins. Yeah.
We're getting these guys already existed.
Right.
Which is awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing flipping to genres. Looking forward to seeing what we get to see in Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday. That looks. Jess is already ready to shoot me because I'm already looking at multiple costumes. Gambit looks like maybe having a couple more costumes coming out.
Right.
So there's at least 2 of them that I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
She's ready to shoot me on that. Other than that,
I'm on that closet space. Half of mine is clothes, my regular clothes, and the other half is costume. So I'm just like, God.
Well, I have been told that I have a in March when we go to BRCC, I have to do Gambit one of those days. Oh, cool. The day you do Gambit, the day I do Gambit, you
Austin Powers. 2 Playboys.
Gambit and Austin Powers running through BRCC.
Yeah. Jessica's over there. Dear Lord, help me. I've been told by Debbie Hayes that I will be in.
Do what? Do what? Oh, okay.
Yeah, baby. Okay.
Look like Gambit gonna have a good time in the city tonight.
These old little ladies alone. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah. So
Let the good times roll.
Last year I did Batman because I was only there for Saturday, and I got chewed out. I was told next year you will show up as Austin Powers. You will do it, or I will kill you. And I'm like, okay, you get Austin Powers. Just for Hannibal, I will do Austin.
Yeah.
You know, there've been times when they've been saying, "Hey, you know, they've got the ladies show
Right.
down in Cape or whatever." And I keep saying, "Well, I'll do Austin Powers." No, don't you dare!
We had a.
But anyway,
Well, that I've actually went and done a different costume. I went and did my Nicholas Drake one year, and I got in trouble because I did Nicholas Drake.
right,
I wasn't doing Superman. I was,
Right.
where's your Superman? Yes, I like this one. This one's cool, but you're supposed to do Superman when you come up here. And I'm like, okay,
you can't win.
yeah. So yeah, no, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready for the con season to start. Look forward to it. We've got a few meet and greets that we're coming to. So you go.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good things going on here. So
Hey, hon, you want to come and check my phone? I know we were only about 50% when we started this. Well, I don't want it to shut off on us like
Yeah.
last time.
so there's a petition
Uh-oh.
for Grant Gustin to become the official Flash of the Gunverse. That's not happened. They've not made
Right.
no plans, but there is a push from the fans for Grant Gustin to become the official Flash.
Right.
And the guy,
You know,
I don't know. Part of me says, yeah, he's got the experience. He knows how to play the guy. He's good at playing the guy, but I don't know. He might be getting a little long in the tooth for the role. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. It's,
I mean, he's not an old man anyway, but still.
no, I'm looking at, if, that's like bringing Jason Momoa into it. Then bringing him in as Lobo, all good. They can make Jason Momoa look yes, he's going to have the look. He's going to have that Jason Momoa look. Regardless, Lobo already has that Jason Momoa look.
I actually think that role is more appropriate for him than Aquaman.
He did an awesome job as Aquaman.
Oh yeah,
too.
he did. I'm not knocking his
But
doing Aquaman,
honestly,
but
I think
Lobo was a role he was.
yes, Lobo was a role that he wanted to do from the beginning. But honestly, I think that bringing in characters from the Snyderverse over and playing major key roles in the Gunverse, if you're going and then turn around and then again, this is where you're going to get that. Well, it's the multiverse. We can do that. Well, then if it's the multiverse, let Zack Snyder finish his stuff over there.
Right.
If you're saying it's the multiverse and you can use these characters as different characters in your world,
Yeah.
these characters exist. You're admitting that these characters exist in this other world. Let this other world continue to as well.
Well, you got to remember, Aquaman and Lobo are two separate and distinct characters. Lobo is a lot of body paint, a lot of.
I understand that. Yes.
So I can see him taking on a different role. Now, if you got somebody like Gal Gadot,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you're not going to want her to play Big Barda or something like that. You want her.
But again, you're okay. But again, you're going. So you're going to bring her into the gun world as Wonder Woman?
No, we're not going to do that
Okay.
either.
So where are you going to put? What are you going to do is place her into the Gunverse at, or Henry Cavill? How are you going to place Henry Cavill in the Gunverse?
With Henry Cavill, I would probably do Bizarro.
But again, it still goes back to my thing.
Right.
If you're using characters from the Snyderverse in the Gunverse and claiming that the reason why you can do this is because of the multiverse,
Right.
okay, which in hindsight is acknowledging that the Snyderverse is still in existence.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
That's possible, but still, I have a feeling that the Snyderverse, after the second Justice League movie, that they're talking about, is going to be phasing out.
Oh, what?
So I wouldn't be surprised, Gal Gadot gets another turn as Wonder Woman. In fact, I can't imagine her playing any other role in the DC universe
Right.
other than Wonder Woman. But
Gunn has already said he's not bringing her into his universe as Wonder Woman.
right, so that kind of shoots that theory. But that doesn't.
And he's also said that if he brings Cavill over, it's not Superman because he's already got his Superman.
Right.
But he's
Look,
possibly
I don't
going
think Cavill's going to actually be a part of this because he's already in talks to be Wolverine over at Marvel.
They can do both. I mean, they
I'm
just
sure.
signed. They just signed Sebastian Stan
To be Two-Face.
to be Two-Face in the Reeves verse. So you can have and he's playing Winter Soldier. Now, does that mean that they're killing him? They're killing Winter Soldier off in
No,
Doomsday?
but I have a feeling that Winter Soldier somehow in Doomsday is going to be made a non-issue. Somehow they're going to kill him off or something, and then
He's
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the problem is the problem with that theory is he's already saying that they've been pitching, and there's already stuff for Thunderbolts 2, which he's the main character. He's one of the main characters in Thunderbolts 2.
that's possible. So Hollywood's a weird creature. Okay?
100%.
I
So
mean, there are tons of situations where, like Ryan Reynolds, he's been part of the Blade trilogy. He's been the Mark with the Mouth. He's been Green Lantern. He's been
Speaking
all
of-
over the place.
speaking of Blade,
Mhm.
yeah, but the thing is Wesley Snipes being Blade or Ryan, you haven't seen. We may have to Google this to double check, but Ben Affleck being Daredevil and then Batman, he wasn't under a contract with Marvel at the time he was doing Batman, or vice versa.
Right. Well, see, he had originally auditioned for the role that Christian Bale eventually got. But in the meantime, he was approached to do Daredevil. He really wanted to do Batman, but the Batman offer wasn't really coming through,
Mm-hmm.
and so he went ahead and did Daredevil.
Right.
Okay. Then, between the storyline not being to his liking,
But again,
that never really happened until.
he wasn't contracted with either of them at the time, though.
That's true.
So, but unlike Sebastian Stan is contracted by Marvel and DC to do these movies.
Yeah, but with Two-Face, so far it's just a movie role. Okay. There's no saying that he'll get like Colin Farrell did. Colin Farrell, after the movie, he got a miniseries. There's no saying that that'll happen to Sebastian Stan. It may,
Right.
it may not. I don't know. But
Yeah, again,
one can
don't
only
know.
hope. But like
again,
I said, they're still focusing. They're focusing more on building Batman's world than they are on Batman.
But you said something about Henry Cavill stepping in couldn't come in and do something for DC because Marvel was looking at bringing him in for Wolverine. Why can't they? They just did it with Sebastian Stan.
Well, like I said, it depends on the time. It depends on the time constraints here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If they can't have him to where all of a sudden Two-Face takes off and he's dedicated to that, and at the same time he's dedicated to the Winter Soldier, he's going to have to work his schedule around to get.
Well, Henry Cavill would have to do the same thing.
Well,
if he
yeah,
was
of
in
course, exactly.
So again,
So
it can happen. But it can happen with anything.
and remember, Cavill's just in talks. He hasn't signed anything yet. So, but he's
Because I also hear there's a possibility of him being the Beyonder in one of the Dune.
that would be more of a one-shot movie kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah.
So which would make more sense.
Hmm.
But I've also heard that he was considered for Wonder Man at one time. Now he's not. But
Wonder Man is now what, getting ready to start is to air.
right, they've got a
next
totally
month.
different act. Yeah,
Yeah.
they got a totally different actor picked out. for
It looks
that.
more of a comedy than it does an action comedy than it does
Yes.
really anything else.
Yes.
But that's okay.
But the thing is, they're also talking about another Eternals movie.
Yeah.
So expanding on that, I'm wondering if that's how they're going to bring in Wolverine into, the X-Men into the MCU.
That's what's happening in Doomsday.
Doomsday. Okay. Isn't there a rumor our Pats is in the new Spider-Man? Do Spider-Man.
I haven't seen much yet on the new Spider-Man.
No, I haven't either. I'm not sure who the Craven. They were talking about Craven being the baddie in the Brand New Day, or
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot about the new. I haven't heard a lot about the new Chelsea. I haven't heard a lot about the new Spider-Man. I'm sorry. I can't answer that one.
yeah,
Um,
we'll have to look into that. Like M's new boyfriend or something, MJ's new boyfriend or something.
now that's a possibility, but yeah, I haven't. Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean,
From what I gather, the new Spider-Man movies are going to start focusing on the Spider-Verse.
yeah.
So we might see Tobey Maguire and
Tom Holland and
Tom Holland and the other guy.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, we might see them again. So, and it sounds like Sony was gearing up for a Sinister Six movie. So I don't know what that.
They're looking at somebody else taking over as Venom,
Yeah.
which is a possibility because Venom has been done by multiple people in the comic books. So, which is
So Tom Hardy is pretty much
unless they give him one, and I think
one
he's
heck of a paycheck. He probably won't return to Eddie Rock. So, but, I know they had been talking with Jared Leto about reprising Morpheus and having the Vulture and and
a lot of people. A lot of people talk bad about the Morbius movie.
If you're into the comics, the movie was actually quite good.
My problem is, that's like Venom. Venom was more mainstream than what the Vulture or Morbius, was. You got to see Vulture and Morbius and Scorpion more in the animated stuff. So you really, and that was the early animated stuff, not even really the newer stuff. Spidey and Friends, when they came out with the Spidey and Friends and stuff like that in the early 2000s stuff. Morbius wasn't in that I'm aware of. It was other characters.
If they did, it was like a one episode kind of thing.
He was more in he still, what Morbius still wasn't one of the main characters in it. He was in it. What is that? Like, I think like season 3 or 4
Right.
when they finally introduced him, and that was after they introduced Black Cat.
Right.
So you really didn't see a lot of Morbius at that time. He was in the comic books.
Mhm.
He even had a comic book and was even in part of the Midnight, and was even got big when it became the Midnight Suns.
Have you seen the Craven movie yet?
Yes, I have.
I have not. Is it any good?
Yeah, it's actually real good. But, Venom was pushed quite a bit. Not only in the comics, but in your TV, even in the TV series and stuff like that. So Venom got more. So when they did the Tom Hardy Venom movie, on top of that, Venom was already in the movie. So you got a better version of Venom. So all they had and it's nothing against Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
They did what they could do. So the only next thing was to bump it up.
Right.
They got Tom Hardy, knocked it out of the park with Venom. Okay, Morbius. The only reason why you knew who Morbius was if you were a comic book fan or watched the early animated, the 90s, the Fox animated series. So when you bring Morbius to a movie and have not introduced him cinematically, and for those people that don't read comics or didn't watch the early cartoons, don't remember, are getting a fresh take on Morbius. So, and if you don't really push anything in there with Spider-Man, knowing that he's one of Spider-Man's at one time friends, now turned villain, then turned back to friend or anti-friend or whatever you
He
call it.
called him an anti-hero.
Yeah. You don't know who Morbius is. So, he got lost in a shuffle. It was one of those things. Hey, it was a bad decision on Sony to drop they had success with Venom, so they went, hey, let's go ahead and shoot this character and this character instead of giving us a story arc to build up to their solo movie.
I think what's happening is that Sony, because Spider-Man's their hot property that they have to work with MCU on, they've decided to develop a series of movies that are like sci-fi horror.
Right.
Okay? That's why you got Morbius, you got the Venom, Let There Be Carnage, you've got the New Mutants. That
was another one, right?
Yeah. So,
but again, it bombed. So,
right.
but again, but I'm going to have to go back to it. A lot of these characters that they're throwing out there they're not established before they throw a movie to a lot of moviegoers.
Right.
To moviegoers, not to the big
Right.
comic book fans. But they're like, because everybody sees, everybody hears, it's another Marvel movie. Let's go see it. Well, wait a minute. What is this? It doesn't have Spider-Man in it. Okay. It's
Hi, Rain.
Hey, Santa. It's not you don't have that connectivity.
Right.
You've got New Mutants.
Well,
Okay, what sold it to people going to the theater for New Mutants was mutants, X-Men. Then when you get in there, there's hardly any. There is some dialogue referring to the X-Men,
but it's not.
but there is nothing. You don't see
Nothing
Xavier.
that's
You don't see
Right.
any of the original X-Men
Right.
from any timeline in that movie.
That's why the Gifted.
So it just went. So it shot off into limbo.
That's why Gifted had a hard time finding its feet, and that's why it only lasts
Right.
about a season. Is because you're always talking about the X-Men this and the X-Men that.
But
you
none
never
of
see
them
any
showed up. Right.
You don't even see it. You don't even see him in the background.
You know,
or just,
And Morbius, same way with Morbius. He's a Spider-Man villain.
right.
There's no mention of Spider-Man there other than at the very, very ending, the cutscene at
Right.
the very end, and it shows Spider-Man's poster on the wall.
Right.
It shows no interaction with any of the
Right.
main Spider-Man characters.
And that's
The same way
that's
with Kraven. The same way with Kraven.
Right.
Was the exact same. It was an origin story, and you don't get any semblance of anything to do with Spider-Man until the very end.
Well, that,
Introduce them characters, or at least hint them characters.
well, I think what the problem is, a lot of these movie studios, they figure if they just pop off with a character that has a tie into something, just make a sentence in there, and that makes it a bona fide. That's
I
why.
know,
That's
and
why the Joker movies sort of fell flat, because that was more of a movie. The first one was a movie about mental illness
100%.
that
It
just
was.
had
It was.
slapped some
Let's throw
easy
some.
names. And
Don't
that
get
was
me
it.
wrong. I love Joaquin Phoenix. He does a good job
Right.
in movies.
Right.
He did an awesome job in Joker, but
The second movie was trash. Though.
The second movie was trash. I know.
I wouldn't watch it again.
You know, it's one of those things. But in the first movie, wiped everything off out of it that had anything to do with DC Comics. Do I think it still could have been? Was it still an Emmy award-winning movie? By all means, yes. Do I believe he would have been nominated for an acting role for an actor on an Emmy? 100%, because of what it was pertaining. Pertain it to what it was originally for. I think the original writer, and it's again my opinion. I think the original writer went. I don't look at it and went. If we don't do anything with this movie, if we don't throw this, and this in there, nobody's going to watch this movie, and it's not going to do anything. So let's throw symbolisms of DC Comics in it. Let's pitch it to DC Comics. Let's throw the name Joker on it and pitch it as the Joker. But then when you get to and let's see what we got.
I mean,
But then in movie 2, you pretty much completely wiped everything that you were doing in the first movie.
Mhm.
You wiped it away in the second movie.
You just It was like going on a date with a supermodel, and she ends up taking out her glass eye and taking off the falsies, and she's just a stick for you. You know?
Yeah.
What the?
And it turns out-
what just happened here.
And it turns out you kill the main character, and the way I took it was you're pushing for Joaquin Phoenix's character to be the Joker, but then at the very end of the second movie, he wasn't the Joker at all. It was this other cat.
Right.
So I mean,
And he dies at the end of the second one. So
that's what I'm talking about. He's not the Joker. It's the other guy that stabs the Joker
right.
at the end of the movie, because Joaquin Phoenix's character dies, and well, this guy here's the one that's doing the maniacal actual Joker laugh.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem with Hollywood studios, is they put a passing reference to a superhero or a well-known figure, and somehow that's supposed to draw people in, and then the story is just sort of lackluster. So unless you're a major comic book fan, you're kind of scratching your head going, what am I watching here? I don't understand this. That's part of the reason that the Green Lantern movie tanked, was that, we know who Hector Hammond is. We know who Parallax is. We know who all the things, but they shove so much in all at once and try to make a cohesive story out of it. And it's part of the reason why the Batman franchise died off for a while, is because they started out, okay, Batman, Joker. Then it was Batman, Penguin, Catwoman. Then it was You see the
You
gap
saw,
kept getting bigger and bigger
Yeah.
and bigger. If they kept going with it, then you'd have had like 5 villains, five love interests, 5 this, that, and that. You know, it's too much. If they would've-
It wasn't just that. It wasn't just that. It was the fact that there was a lot of other things that went about too. I mean, for the first 2 movies, you had Michael Keaton.
right,
Next movie, you had Val Kilmer. So plus a different director.
right,
So you had a different outlook.
right,
And Hollywood wanted to go a different direction.
right.
So you had multiple things in play. Then when that one didn't go as well as the first 2, then are like, well, let's try this and let's make it more comic booky. Then with the 4th movie, we got more of almost, and it's not,
It's like Adam West.
you almost got, that's where I was going. In the 4th movie, it was a modernized version of the '66 Pac-Man.
right, and
I was
nothing
I
wrong
mean,
with George Clooney.
No.
I mean, he's a great actor. I think he made a fabulous Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
but he made a lousy Batman.
The
Whereas the exact opposite is true with Val Kilmer. He wasn't that great Bruce Wayne, but he was a good Batman.
yeah,
Whereas Keaton was a
they
little bit
pulled both of them. Yeah.
right. And so,
The only thing we missed on the George Clooney movie of Batman was, and this is going to sound, and you probably hear it. I can even hear it. The only thing that we did not get when we had the George Clooney movie was the pow bubbles, because you actually hear when they would punch, you would hear the meow, pow, zip, and you would hear those.
Right.
You would hear those in the movie. You just didn't have the
yeah, they didn't.
bubble. They
Yeah,
didn't have
right.
the bubbles. So
Right.
and
Yeah.
but again, that was how Hollywood was seeing. Well, this is too dark. This is ooh, Batman's too dark. Well, okay, so here comes the second one. Oh, that one's even darker. We can't do that. Now you've got then you've got this one. Well, we'll lighten it up with this and that with Val Kilmer. But then when we got, well, it was still too dark and the ratings went down a little bit. So let's do this one. Let's give it more back to the comic book.
Right.
And yeah.
I mean, I have all the movies of that particular franchise.
Yeah, so do I, yeah.
I can't imagine not having Batman and Robin as a movie, because it would be like having an encyclopedia set with a book missing.
Right.
You'd be like, I'm missing something. But, it's like Superman 3 and 4. They're not going to win Oscars or anything for Best Picture, but they're fun for what they are.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you don't take it too seriously.
That's like when I watch Superman 3 and 4, or when I watch the Superman set, the Christopher Reeve set, Superman's 1 through 4, and then you have to throw in Brandon Routh's Superman Returns,
Right.
because that is still depicting the Christopher Reeve as
The Donnerverse.
the Donnerverse.
Yeah.
So basically, the way I watch them is you have Superman 1 and Superman 2. Superman 3 and 4 are still in that phase, but what you have and then you have Superman Returns. And I know there's multiple ways you can watch it. You can watch Superman 1, Superman 2, and then Superman Returns, and then because it jets off. But the way I watch it is is Superman 3 and 4 is like how the best way to put it? This is a comic book and that's a comic book. You have each one of them is a comic book. They're their own stories. Superman 1 and 2 followed a story arc. For instance, like this right here. This is Superman 1, and this is Superman 2.
Right.
Superman 3 is this one. Superman 4 is this one. Then you have Superman Returns that comes back to this story.
Right.
You know, it's like those are two adventures that he had right before he jets off to go,
Right.
you know, and just so happen, you know, take it. I look at it this way, you know, Superman and Lois in Superman 2, they have their, he has his reveal. He gives her the secret kiss at the end of the movie, which pretty much wipes her memory out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Superman 3, because Superman 3, she goes off and does this over here, which is in the movie. And then Superman is, you know, then you have this mastermind over here that's trying to take over. You have Gus Gorman and that's tapping
Webster.
and Webster taking over the world, and Superman having to stop him, while Lois is doing a story in Addis Ababa, and I don't think that's actually where she was at, but you know, and then she comes back at the very end. Well, Clark, what have you done? And then all of a sudden, you have Superman 4, which is the hey, I'm buying. You know, you have multiple stories going on in one. You've got the sale of the Daily Planet. You've got Superman trying to bring world peace and becoming not just an American citizen. He's a world citizen, basically, in that movie type deal. And he's trying to help solve the nuclear arms war, or race, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So that is another, but then you've got, okay, science has shown that possibly there's existence of Krypton left. So I want to take off.
Right. The way it looks to me, like the first movie, from him leaving Krypton
Right.
till he's what, about late 20s. Okay, the first movie. Well, yeah. Clark from jettisoning from Krypton till he's like in his late 20s. Okay, then the second movie is like the 6 months right after the events of the first movie. It's the next 6 months. Okay.
Well, then you
the
also
third-
have
then
the
the
Donner.
third-
Then you
the
have
third
the
is
Donner cut that flips in there. That changes that
Well,
storyline just a little bit.
the
Right.
third one is like, okay, after the events of Superman 2, like in the next week or two. And then
Right.
the fourth is like in the next few days. You know, it's like the time span is getting shorter and shorter. And then all of a sudden, okay,
Now,
so it's only been like maybe a month or two since he and Lois have slept together.
right.
So now
Because
he
now
finds out
he
that Krypton
flies-
exists, so he flies off and he's gone
Right.
for 5 years.
He's gone for
Okay.
5 years.
That's
Now
the way I see it.
and that which sets perfect,
Right.
because now Lois has wrote her Pulitzer. The
Right.
little boy is born. Superman comes back. Everybody is older on Earth except for Superman, because to him
He
He
traveled
had-
faster than
he
speed of
traveled
light.
right, even in his ship that he's in.
Right.
And then when he comes back, because he gets kryptonited by Krypton, emergency and shoots him back, and it is now multiple years later. At least we're going at, like you said, at least 5 years later. And when he comes back, again, everybody's 5 years older except for him. He comes back, and now it's what has the world done without Superman? Now he's lost,
Right.
because the Fortress of Solitude is pretty much went dormant, because because when he built his spaceship to go find Krypton, he took all his stuff with him.
Right.
So when he comes back, he's got to retransfer everything in the ship back into the fortress.
I think they missed a golden opportunity though when they did that movie. remember the cutscenes where he shows up where Krypton was and it's gone and all this stuff?
Yeah.
They should have had that where Brainiac attaches to the ship. As he comes back, he brings it back.
Oh, 100%.
That's what they should have done.
Well,
Instead of doing the same old tired trope with, okay, we got Lex Luthor, he's trying to create real estate. You know, that just.
but the thing is but in that era,
Mhm.
with them writing, with the script being written for that era
Mhm.
of the movie, which was the Gene Hackman trying to get real estate, he's wanting to be the ruler of the world,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. Because in Superman 1, Superman 2 was the same thing. Even in Superman 4, he was trying to take over the world.
Right.
Okay, so in Superman Returns, it was still him trying to, he found out that the crystals make landmass.
Mhm.
So he's going to destroy other land to make this landmass, and he's going to be the ruler over this.
Right.
While he destroys everything, you want to come to my island, you gotta pay me.
Right.
Type deal. So
Which is
So
in character
it-
for the Gene
it-
Hackman style.
right, and that's where they were going with Superman
Right.
Returns.
But
So
it's sort of like the Force Awakens. It's just it's like A New Hope. It's just rehashed over same old, just with a modern twist.
You know,
And it's just lazy writing as far as I'm concerned.
well, the problem what we got in the movie compared to what we got from the script and actually what's in the novel are two different things.
right.
Because for instance, in the novel, yes, we see the cutscene to where he goes to Krypton. It gets ready to make him weak. He flies back. Okay, he's not the deadbeat dad. He doesn't even know. Lois keeps it from him until he has the super piano trick. Then there's that, even she still doesn't tell him. When he gets back, she still doesn't tell him. So he's trying to reacclimate himself back into a world that Lois has pretty much told the world to forget.
Now there's a plot hole though. There's a plot hole.
Okay.
Okay. She knows that this is Clark, or she knows this is Superman's kid. But he had given her that kiss that wiped her memory in Superman 2. So, how did she...
Remember that it was his kid? No.
Right.
She doesn't know. If you watch the movie closely, because when Clark first comes back to the Daily Planet,
Mm-hmm.
okay, her and James Marsden's character,
Richard White.
Richard White, is already have pretty much been shacked up and living together 4 or 5 years.
Right.
That is a read between the lines type deal.
Right.
Okay. When Clark shows up, the kid keeps looking at Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that little bit of a resemblance because the kid looks at him and looks over at mom and then looks back at Clark, looks back at mom. And even she looks at the kid and looks at Clark at one time. And
Right. Well,
James, that there is that hint,
yeah, she knows.
but no, she doesn't know. She doesn't know until she's in the yacht with Luthor, when she finds out that Luthor, when she gets trapped in the yacht with Luthor and the kid, because they're getting ready to kill the henchman's
Right.
getting ready to kill, because at that point she is claiming, well, this is our son, this is our son. She does not at any time acknowledge to Clark that it's his
Right.
at any form. She doesn't do that until after
He
the
shows
kid
piano.
chucks the piano across the
Right.
room. Because when Superman gets stabbed, Richard is like, screw Superman, we're getting out of here. Lois is the one that looks at the son and looks at her son and goes, no, we have to go back. She goes back. They go back. I mean, she's insistent or she's jumping out of a plane. That's what you see in that dynamic.
Right.
He goes by. She jumps out because she's already out of the plane by the time he slows it down enough for him to jump out.
So what's her motivation for jumping out? To save for
Superman,
Jason to have a father?
save Jason to have a father to help teach